question for parents and teachers of junior high to high school aged kids. I'm seeing it become more and more common for schools to ban phones or ban the use of phones and take them from kids at the beginning of the school day. And I personally am very against this. And the reason why is because, to give you context, I graduated in 2021. So I had a phone all through junior high, all through high school, and I had it with me every single day in high school. And there are a few reasons why I really am happy that I had a phone. Number one, I was in a lot of extracurriculars, so I was leaving school to go on trips and stuff pretty frequently, so I could text my parents to give them updates. Also, in America's climate today, I would like my phone, so if something happened at school, I could text or call my parents to let them know. And I used it pretty frequently in class to listen to music while I was doing my work. And I also had a lot of teachers incorporate it into their lesson with things like Kahoot and Quizlet. So that's kind of my perspective on it, but I would really like to know yours.
I will be more than happy to answer your question, as I have some opinions on this. Background, I'm a Gen Xer. I went to school at a period of time where my form of communication with anybody outside of school was on a payphone. And I've raised 3 kids. I have 4 kids. I didn't know one existed. Long story. Check out the tab on my screen, or the story, my backstory on that one. So I raised kids at the beginning of sort of this kids take cell phones to school thing. And obviously I have a 13-year-old now where, just technology is technology. So in my son's junior high, what they do at the beginning of the day is they take the phone and they put it in a pouch, an individual locked pouch. That's his locked pouch. And he can't get to his cell phone until the end of the day. And I can't even begin to tell you how against that I actually am. You, Olivia, touched on some of the reasons why. The primary reason for me is we live in an era where wackadoos have easy access to guns and like to walk into schools and slaughter children. It's happened in Texas. It's happened in Connecticut. It's happened in Florida. It's happened in Colorado. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And I have a son that's in junior high. He still has a year and a half of junior high and 4 years of high school before we get to college, and colleges aren't safe, and I have one in college as well. So I want my children to be able to have their phones on their hips, on their hips. I understand nobody's carrying their phones on their hips anymore, but you understand what I mean. I want them to have their phone. So when shit does go sideways, they're not looking for their pouch. They can get in touch with me. They can get in touch with their mom. They can get in touch with law enforcement. They can get in touch with the outside world if they're in a jam in their school. That's the primary reason why I want my kids to be able to have access to their phones. Now, my college kid has access to her phone, but my junior high kid does not. The second reason is it's not so much that it's their phone, so they should have access to it because they want to listen to music or whatnot. It's my phone. You're confiscating my property, not my kid doesn't have a job and didn't buy a phone. I'm sending my kid to school with something that I believe they need for their day-to-day life that doesn't cause harm to anybody else, that's not a danger to anybody else, it's not a weapon, so they should be able to keep it. Additionally, I have things on my kid's phone that allows me to track them. If they go somewhere during the course of the day and their phone is back in school in a fucking pouch, then what's the point of having the tracking software if I'm tracking a stationary phone? If I'm tracking a device that's not with my kid. And at the end of the day, it's none of your fucking business if my kid's got a phone on him. I'm sorry to the school board. I back the school board on a lot of shit. I really do. We have an excellent school board here in town, and we're getting ready to have school board elections coming up here again. Our elementary school board has done such an excellent job in recent years that every 2 years for the past several years, they've given us back if not a significant portion of our property taxes that goes to that school board. Every 2 years in December, we get a check for, I don't know, $1,200-$1,300. Us, it varies on house. They've eliminated school fees. They bought all the kids computers. I'd say they're doing a pretty decent job. But at the end of the day, get your fucking hands off my kid's phone. You know what I mean? So, yeah, as a parent of somebody who is currently in the school system in an era of school technology, I think that children should be able to have access to their phones. I think if they're fucking around on their phones, then you have the right to say, all right, throw it in the drawer until the end of the school day, and then we're going to talk to your parents about why you can't not fuck around on your phone. And then the parent needs to come down on the fucking kid at home. There needs to be some form of discipline for the kid at school if they won't stop fucking around on the phone. But if the kids just have phones, I think it should be fine. Remember, these are kids that grew up with this technology. They didn't ease into it like my kids did. They're not raising kids with it after they didn't have it. My son grew up in a world where everybody had had the world in their palm of their hand. It is part of who they are. And yeah, I got a problem with them confiscating it at the beginning of the day.